Welcome everyone. Today I have a build update for a Summoners build for the Infernalist on the new season. Now looking behind me, I'm quite excited to share with you guys with all the updates, and there's tons of them to go through. So look at this boss, and this boss is dying too short. So yes, there's a lot of great updates with amazing damage scaling that I want to share with you guys. So before we go further into the replays, let me just briefly show you guys what I've done. So yes, I did get my specters to 5 sockets. And I do want to show you guys the damage, not only after the 5 sockets of the bonus damage. Looking over here, I was sitting around 10,000 damage per spectre DPS, and here is 17,000. But on top of that, once I summon my offerings, look at this, we're on 30,000 DPS, and this is before the damage scaling. I'm also increasing the magnitude and also curses powers, and together with more summoned minions with ability to shock enemies, this allows us to have even better damage. And on top of that, I have increased my maximum mana, and with the Mind Over Matter, we're even more durable with even better mana game. So now that you kind of know what's happening, let's go through the replays a little bit. Now I do apologize, my level is a little low because I spent 4 to 5 hours trying to make a Maxis build and try to get the gears ready and try to figure out the breakpoint for my spirits. I have gotten at least 100 more total spirits. I want to teach you guys how to get it and what is the best and also cheapest ways of getting your spirit. You can see on the top we have 11 specters. And yes guys, we will try other form of summon units as well, because specters can be a bit heavy on the graphics card. But anyways, you gotta see, we're still summoning firewalls, we're very durable, we're gaining about over 200 mana every time our summons kills one enemy, and this means I can become a super tank in the front. Now, looking at this particular tier, this is a tier 5 map, and yes, I haven't been getting the highest maps, but I do believe I can easily do tier 10 maps. You might have noticed that my life has been going down, and I have adjusted for this after this particular replay with a mana on kill gem. So before that, my life is getting used up because I keep using offerings that takes away 15% of my life. And because we have so much mana, our mana is actually our life. So looking over here, majority of the time our mana does not go down. And the moment it goes down, it instantly refuels pretty much the next 1 or 2 seconds. And this means we have a lot of cheap sustainability. With mana potions, life potions, and each time minion kills enemies, our mana goes up really quickly. So what has changed with the build? Oh boy, where can I start? So I'll fast forward a little bit because I started looting over here. So coming over here, this is another boss. Bosses are the best for this build. We're incredibly good boss slayer, and once we're set up, I didn't set up properly over here, once I curse the ground, which I didn't do properly, I can face tank the boss and I don't even lose any life, I just lost a bit of mana. So we're incredibly tanky and also deals a lot of boss single target and also AoE damage. Now coming over here, what I want to show you guys is, oh boy, I have prepared how many, like infinite tabs over here. So the build guide will be updated in the links below in the mobilities guide for this latest update, which allows you to pretty much push all the way to tier 15. I'm pretty sure this is gonna work, and I will be testing tier 15 tomorrow, and I'll show you guys all the gears that is available and the changes and all the filters. So this way you can learn the filters and search for the gears and also changes. I have tried with some unique charms as well, and they're quite interesting. So let's come over here, and yes, this is looking for the unique charms. Let's come over here and let me show you guys what has changed. So firstly, the gem socketing has changed a little bit, which allows us to have a lot of utility, great damage, and also survivability. The Infernal Hound is still going with mid shield number 2, loyalty, with damage reduction, together with Dwell Fire and also fire exposure to allow us to deal even higher fire damage coming from the summons, which would deal majoritarily fire damage. Skeleton Warriors are the same. We have Mid Shield, we have Essence Harvest, and also Sacrificial Lamb, which is here to kill the Skeleton Warriors, sacrifice them for the the pen offerings. And over here, we have the Elemental Weakness. It is now upgraded to 4 sockets. Because the greater Jewllers are getting cheaper, I decided to do this. We now have Curse Ground together with Efficiency for mana reduction, together with Ritualistic Curse, which allows us to have a bigger area. So look at my curse area, it is a bigger one, but there's a small delay. And finally, we have heightened curse with even better magnitude of the curse for even stronger curse. I am using 2 offerings. The pain offering has had a bit of adjustment because it is only 4 socketed. I'm using prolonged duration, so this stays, the amazing buff stays longer. And here we have dense macabre, so we get more buff effect, together with sacrificial offering, which is the one that costs me life, but this makes it even stronger. This is a huge boost of damage. And finally, surprisingly enough, I was told this by a friend that Feeding Frenzy also gives us damage bonus. So the supporter still deals more damage. It seems like this also gives us damage bonus. Let me show you guys over here. So looking over here, it's 17,000. So if I cast the skill, and you can see over here, it is 20,000, right? So if I take away this one, and I cast a skill again, wait for it, and it is 18,000. Oh, it changes a little bit. So it was 18,000 before the went away. So what I wanted to show you guys is, wait, oh, I took the wrong one off. Okay, take this off. Let's look at this. 17,000. Oh. Okay, just trust me. I did test this, and I do believe the Feeding Frenzy is giving us more damage. But just on the off chance I was wrong, I can still change this. But what my friend told me, who also plays Summoners, is that try Feeding Frenzy on your offerings. It seems to be working, because usually we use Feeding Frenzy always on the main unit, because it is more damage. In terms of the Spectres, this is the core, and the Spectres is now 5 socketed, and also together with the 20% quality for 20% more damage. Very important to go with 20% quality for the maximum damage. We have a multi-shot, so we have 2 projectiles, and here we have fire attunement, which gives us more fire damage, and here we have Feeding Frenzy, 30% more damage, and here we have Master. Master is interesting because I'm running multiple permanent units. One is a free one coming from the Skeleton Warriors, one is these Spectres themselves, and one is a Lightning Mage, which will give us 20% more damage once we shock the enemy. I do plan to have a Skeleton Priest as well, once I may max my spirit. So this one seems to be giving me some decent damage, and you see it's 17,000 over here. If I take this off, we're on about, oh, this doesn't refresh it, what's happening? 13,000. So this particular one went from 13,000 to 17,000. I need to refresh this. Units? I don't know what's happening, but yes, it is a pretty hefty amount of damage because it is 7% more damage for each different reviving units. And this is how we get to the 17,000. Finally, we're using rapid attacks for faster attack speed, which is a huge damage boost again for 25% more attack speed. In terms of the Flame Wars, I have had Fortress for a while, didn't even really upgrade this one. We're using Rapid Casting for faster casting speed, Efficiency for lower mana cost, and also Arcane Surge for faster casting speed, and also a bit of the mana regeneration, which is quite nice. Now, Raging Spirits, not much has changed. Rapid Attack level 3 for faster attack, and then we have Armor Breaking, Armor Demolisher, we have Blind, and we have the Prolonged Duration. I'm thinking of removing the armor breaking because we mostly focus on fire damage. Maybe I can go with main or some other debuffs, that the Raging Spirit are just here for the debuff, which annoys enemies and also disables them. Finally, the addition to the summons, this one costs about, how much does it cost? So this one costs 29 spirit. If you look at my spirit, I have maxed this to perfection. I have 29 maximum spirit left. So once I click this, we have 0 spirit. Pretty cool, right? I'll teach you guys where to get more spirit very soon. So why the Storm Mage? Is that the Storm Mage has the ability to shock enemies. So let me show you guys what happens when we shock them. So when you shock enemies, they will be taking 20% more damage. And that is a lot more damage. And while they're ignited, this will always give us more shock. Oh, where'd it go? Stonefire? Yeah, this is the one. So the ignite does not expire when the enemy is ignited. And with so much fire damage, enemy is always permanently ignited. And here we have Overcharge, give us more magnitude of shock, getting shocked quicker. And finally, Rapid Casting for the mages seems to allow them to attack quicker. So here are the changes of the gems. Now the second question is, how do you get more spirit? You can find more spirit on the weapon, of course, but it is quite costly. We'll look into the weapons. My current weapon, the current price, it is actually much cheaper. So Yeah, I did the filter for you guys. I thought one for 5 chaos. Now it's around 15, 15, 20 chaos. So it has been lower in price of the similar ones. And the helmet, after the video yesterday, the helmet actually went from 1 divine to 5 to 10 divine. And my friend's like, what have you done? So it is a little harder to get this helmet, guys. But if you just go with a 2 minion skill instead of the implicit, that is okay. You can also find the enchanted version with bonus to spirit. I think I had one earlier. Did I sell it? Yeah, I had this one earlier. I still haven't sold it. So I bought this one for about 15 chaos, 10 chaos back then. And this gave me tons of life and also some bonus stats. So you can find the one with bonus spirit. You can find the one with bonus minion skills with the corrupt version. I have the search links for you guys so you can search those yourself. And I do say early games, bonus spirit is good because you get more summons. Later games, more skill ranks is very good scaling. In terms of the shield, nothing has changed. I have gotten a lot more stats on the shield, and I even corrupted the shield for additional socketing. I'll show you guys some corruption replays. It's actually pretty cool. You can corrupt gears with a certain chance. You can also ruin your gear, keep in mind. So I corrupted 2 of those gears to get 2 sockets. That's why they have 2 sockets with the Fel gems. And in case you guys are wondering, I do have a demonstration. This also annoyed me demonstration. So here, this is a demonstration of me corrupting the gears. I'm sure most of you know this, but just for those of you who are not aware of this, you can potentially corrupt your gears. Let me show you guys over here. And again, make sure you understand there's a chance of breaking the gears and making it worse. So corruption isn't always great. There's like 1 in 6 chance something bad happens, something good happens. Keep that in mind. Now, coming back. So why did I get a lot of stats on my shield is because of those 2 rings. So this is also a foiled ring. So I bought each of those rings for 1 divine each. Now, those rings rose in a range from negative to positive resistance. So negative 40 to positive 40. It even rose rarity between negative and also positive. Sounds pretty crazy, right? So I have had the loot filter. Ooh, so many tabs. So the amulet, we'll look at this very soon. The rings, they rose from negative to positive, and it can be a little harder to find. I've set the spirit for you guys to 17, but over here I want to do a weighted sum, and this will allow you to have resistance. So what I wanted to do is I want to show you guys how to do the filters, but for those of you that don't want to bother learning, I'll set up the filters for you to be searching this way. So you can see some of those are positive. You want the positive ones, you don't want the negative ones. So a very smart way I discovered today while maxing is notice this ring has minus 30 lightning resistance and everything else is positive. This is very important. The second ring have a minus 23 cold resistance. It doesn't look great, but look at when you combine the 2 rings, the plus cold resistance and also the plus lightning resistance kind of offset each other. So the total combination of resistance is actually positive. And on top of that, both rings gives me 19 and also 18 spirit. It can roll a maximum of 20 spirit. It also gives me tons of variety of item found, which greatly increase my chance of getting orbs, exalted orbs, chaos orbs, and also divine orbs. I'll teach you guys very soon how to get more orbs. But yeah, this is a great addition for me to have more summons. This is how I have gotten 11 specters over here, and they really help. So the filters will be available for you guys, and once you use the filters, you can search it out. This is actually really good. I should try to buy this. This is actually, yeah, it's 18, everything's positive. You have to check the rarity is positive as well, because sometimes you can see a negative rarity. I'll try to show you. Yeah, 16% reduced rarity. So do be careful. Sometimes there are items that have reduced rarity, but if you're greedy for the other ones, it can still be okay. So be a little careful. But this is an amazing addition to the build. Now, as we keep going, I have also got this amulet with 43 spirit. Everything else is kind of trivial, so the +2 minion levels and also the 43 spirit. This is also anointed over here to this point. This is a very cheap anointment, cost me about 5 exalt to buy the materials, and this allows me to recover even more mana on kill for my Mind Over Matter build because of the combination, which we'll go through very soon. I have about 10% mana gain on kill, and my minions are killing everything and we're getting like tons of mana. So this particular amulet, the trade filters is also available. I always want to share my trade filters and the price might go up after that. So where are we? Filters? Yeah, over here. So Usually those I have filtered them by divines. If you're lucky, you can change the filter over here inside divines. You can go equivalent, and sometimes something cheaper appears, but it's very rare. So the chaos is actually more expensive. The one divine is actually cheaper because it's about 35 chaos for one divine. So if you want to upgrade, this might be the best way to get even more spirits coming from the rings and also the amulet. Together, I got close to 100 spirit, and even a chest piece with maximum life gives me more spirit because of this ascension. So I have been getting a lot of more spirit because of this. As we keep going, there isn't that much change. The same gloves as over here and the same boots. I didn't dare to corrupt those boots yet. I have gotten a better belt. This is also quite interesting. I've got a one with 3 charm sockets, and you guys might notice something. So there are 3 charms over here. Let's have a look. No, I didn't corrupt this belt. It came corrupted when I bought it. So tons of great stats. We want the armor, life, mana, resistance, they're all great. So having 3 charms allows me to go ultra greedy. We have 2 rings with rarity found increase. We have amulet with rarity found increase. But you can see I am a little short on chaos resist. I purposely didn't bother with chaos resist because it's damage over time. I think I can out-tank it. And also I have a charm here with 18% increased chaos resistance and also some protection against chaos. Those were very cheap. I also have one against ignite. So those 2 charms, I wanted some unique charms. Those 2 charms might not be the best charm, perfect charm over here. So where are we? So charms. Okay, here are a list of charms. We probably don't need to go through them, but I also want to update the potions too. So you can see the 2 charms. They cost, oh, why are they so expensive? Oh, that's interesting. I think I bought it for 3 or 2 chaos. The price actually went slightly up. So those 2 charms are not that expensive if you want to look into it, especially this one. It's about 1 exalt. I'm not saying they're the best. I just want a bit of immunity to ignite since I have 3 charms now. I'll look into better charms combinations, but at the moment, this seems to be working for me. Finally, I've upgraded the potions as well. I even have trade filters for you guys on the potions. Now again, I'm not the biggest expert on the best potion at the moment, but after a bit of testing, I do believe in terms of the mana potion, we want a lot of mana recovery, a lot of charges per second so you're constantly getting mana, and I don't mind losing, a bit of life, but that may be changed if I find myself a bit too low on life. So I went for those potions, and you can see the filters. You can change the filters as well if you don't like my preference. In terms of the potions, I went for applied instantly recovery. So when I'm short on life, I need to heal right now because my life is also reserved. So those are the update of the items. And if you use the links below, all the updated items, the links will be available for you to have a look through. So this way you can even see what I searched for the shield. Of course, if you don't need the same stats, you don't have to use the exact filter, keep in mind. So now that we talk about the upgrade of the gears, let's have a look at the passives. I have changed the passives a bit. Notice I'm not going to make my minions gigantic, which costs too much spirit reservation. I have went over here with Enrich Battery, which allows me to turn my 400-ish energy shield into mana. This is how my mana goes over 1000. It's 1300 over here. I have also increased maximum mana by 8% over here, and making things a little more costly, but that is okay. Other than that, you can see the jewels. I have upgraded this particular jewel with 2% mana on kill, 2% life on kill, and also a bit of minion bonus damage. Those are not the cheapest. They cost me 1 divine, but you might find it for 20 to 30 chaos. Really depends on the seller, but preferably get 2% mana and 2% life means you have great sustain. Similarly, there's a jewel over here with the curse duration. Mostly I want the 2% mana on kill, and the minion damage is a bonus. I checked, the minion damage is about 700 bonus damage, and I had this old jewel as well. This cost me about 1 to 2 exalt in the past. I do plan to path over here for another jewel socket and get some unique jewels very soon for us. And in terms of the survivability, nothing major has changed. I did path over here for the additional mana recovery, bonus stats, and also even bonus mana, and then a lot of stats, a lot of bonus minion damage. And in terms of the future progression, I may be looking into adjusting the tree and also mana maxing, and then I want to look into the weapon swaps. I want to make a Blink Summoner, and stay tuned when we go into the Blink Summoner, and these are the set of items I have chosen. So if you want to prepare for the Blink Summoner, which you might have seen in my previous guides, I have the links of the items I've searched. Even I searched for the Bind Spectres. Sometimes they sell for quite cheap, so keep that in mind. You can get 5 links cheaper instead of buying the perfect Jewllers. I'll have the links ready for you guys. So for the weapons, I decided to get the +4 to cold spells, just so the curses is stronger. And for the shield, I decided to go with the 50% cooldown reduction shield. So if you want to prepare for the next change of the build, I want to start blinking as a summoner, which is much more mobile and feels much smoother. But it will take some time to do the second weapon swap for you guys and for myself. That said, the build itself is very smooth. And at the moment, the only downside is utility and also the crazy animation that is on the screen. That is the biggest drawback. So my future plan is to adjust to skeleton snipers. I did buy 5-socket skeleton snipers and test to see if this is better. This will take some testing and I'll update to you guys as well. As for skill rotations, nothing too special. For most fights, you just cast a few flame wars and everything dies. Against rares, you spike your minions and then they gain massive damage boost. If you want, you can double spike and gain even more damage boost. And finally, against the boss, before the boss arrived to the floor, you just want to cast your curses. You can cast 2 curses. So just preempt 1 second before the boss comes, and the curses are on the ground. And once they're cursed, they pretty much have no fire resist, and you'll be able to destroy them. So that is the skill rotation. What I'll do now is I will provide you guys with this whole replay of a tier 5 run, and it is not the highest run, just demonstrates the power of the build to tank through everything and also do crazy amount of AoE damage, but sometimes it can be a little too much fire. I don't know what's happening. And at the end of the video, the 2 things I added is just to show you guys how to anoint things and how to corrupt things. Be aware guys, corrupting things may be bad. I've destroyed items before, so please don't corrupt expensive gears. I've only corrupted cheap gears that cost 1 to 2 exalt, and this one was like 20-30 exalt, so I didn't dare to corrupt my chairs and didn't corrupt my boots, and the helmet was already corrupted. And now the video will be available for you guys to have a look if you need any demonstration of the build, and I'll be looking forward to update you guys on a blink much faster mobility summoner on the next video tomorrow. It took me a while. Now, before I finish, yes, to get a little chatty, my next plan is to look into getting the skeleton priest, because 1 more priest means 7% more damage with my summons because of the mustard passive skill gem. So stay tuned, we will be having a skeleton priest and maybe even more summons in the future. Now hopefully you guys found today's video helpful. Again, a big thank you to everyone on YouTube, especially our supporters and also those of you guys who's been supporting me on Patreon as well. And we do have a new feature on the Majestic YouTube channel. If you click onto this, you can become a member. Yes, I've added this just recently, and this will allow you to have early access to videos that is posted a few hours or even half a day earlier if you want to watch those videos a little early. But yes, this will cost money. So please be aware the membership will cost money. And if you do want to watch videos normally, those videos will still be available after 6 to 12 hours, normally on the time we post those videos. And I'll be aiming to post at least 1 Path of Exile video a day. And this will be including guides, tips, news update, and also the latest tricks that is discovered on both the English and also Chinese community to keep you guys updated. And if you like those videos, make sure you leave a nice comment and also leave a like for those videos.
find.
Now, before we finish, if you guys haven't subscribed, this is a really good time to do so because I'll be looking into the latest Path of Exile 2 news on different communities and also on our official forum, official webpage. I'll also be looking into the best build for each of the class as the meta develops with the Chinese and also the English community. So stay tuned for the latest update and also guides for Path of Exile 2. And of course, this is gonna be a big month for us. And I'll try to bring you guys all of the latest content and also guides for Path of Exile 2 to come.